Welcome back to Odds with Ends. Double G, what do you got?
Sean, what's going on in Cleveland? Is this Pop Warner football again? Parents getting involved? Odell Beckham Sr. absolutely blasting Baker Mayfield publicly. Now OBJ is off the team. And David, this one is yours. How does this affect the locker room?
Yeah, obviously it's already affected the locker room. I can remember the parental saga with Eli Apple in New York, Odell Beckham becoming a star, obviously right here in New York before my eyes, and how deeply involved these parents are invested in the careers of their sons. But the real issue here is right now, Odell Beckham has done all the right things on the field in Cleveland in relation to not being a distraction, preparing, fighting back from injury, still having the talent that can position this Cleveland Browns team to be a dynamic offense. And because of the disgruntled disposition and now the actions of his father, we'll never get a chance to know what that looks like. And I think, Myles Garrett had some things to say in relation to how things were handled. And, anyone can hypothesize on what the best way to handle that situation is. But I think this is one of those, the saga continues around Odell Beckham Jr. and what the Browns may have been afraid of in bringing him into their culture. So it's unfortunate for both parties, but it's the cost of doing business with a rock star.
He's definitely a rock star. I think, but he's a rock star for a reason. Okay, I played with him when he was with the Giants, and he was obviously very young back then. But the guy still has a lot of talent. Coming off of that injury, which he sustained, on doing extra work, trying to make a tackle. He is a player. He's a team player also. I think public perception and what he actually means to the locker room sometimes are just not in balance. When you look at the video that his dad posted, there are a lot of instances where he was open and he wasn't getting the ball. That being said, it's not his offense. He has to find a way to fit into the offense. So when you're talking about where could Odell Beckham go, in my opinion, it needs to be somewhere with a quarterback who has clout, somebody who has a command of the offense, somebody who has the ability to make adjustments that can slide him in really quickly, maybe give him a sign and have him run a separate route, and somebody who can understand, okay, on this play, this slot receiver is supposed to be at 10 yards, but he's going to be at 12 yards or he's going to be at 9 yards and make that adjustment on the fly. I don't know that Baker Mayfield could do that. So I feel like that may have been causing some of the frustration. But regardless of what happens outside of it, Odell Beckham still has a lot of juice left in the tank.
Yeah.
A lot of the players that are teammates with him came out in defense of him. Yeah. So that tells me that he's in there, he's working, he's doing the job. You're not going to defend somebody who's not putting in the time and putting in the effort. So he's obviously doing that. So the hope is that whatever happens, if he clears waivers, he goes to a team that can utilize him in the right way. Maybe we have an Antonio Brown situation where he can get the next life and continue to play well.
Yeah. I think first off, I would love to hear from Odell himself. Mm-hmm. I'm not a big fan of, all these other outlets and his father and stuff coming out. I would love to hear from Odell himself. But when we're talking about a betting perspective, I think you hit it dead on. He needs to go somewhere where he respects the quarterback. Mm-hmm. If he doesn't respect the quarterback, it's going to be exactly what's happening in Cleveland right now. Mm-hmm. He needs to go somewhere, and according to Vegas right now, the odds on the newest teams where Odell's going to land is the Saints at plus 300, the Ravens at plus 350, the Raiders at plus 400, and the Patriots at plus 500. All those teams have in common are a solid quarterback, and most of them have a really good head coach. Mm-hmm. So I think that's the thing. He's a big personality. You know how that is in the locker room. He's a big personality. That stuff needs to be curtailed. And what's going to help is with the big time quarterback. I would love to see him in Las Vegas with Derek Carr. Mm-hmm. They like to throw the ball anyway. Mm-hmm. He wants the ball, pass first offense. That's what I think needs to happen. Any of those teams on the waiver list, like the Jets, or that's not going to work. We're going to be right back to square one where we are in Cleveland.
DT, you want to chime in?
Yeah. I got a quick thought because I can recall, Eli Manning wasn't what he was maybe in the Super Bowl run era, but he was certainly a solid quarterback. And what he got was the exact opposite with a young emerging talent. And he's batting 0 for 2 going against these quarterbacks and franchises. I do believe that the talent, I don't believe that he personally is this big, villain in essence, but he is a star power that wants to impact the game. And I think that's going to be, somebody has to understand who he is to get the maximum value out of Odell.